The salary is roughly around entry level, looking at least 85 to 100K. And then mid level, you're looking at like 120, 150K. Like getting product management as a job is one of the hardest career transitions that I think a lot of professionals can make. For example, if you want to be a software engineer, you can go study software engineering for a good 6 months, 3 to 6 months. You can start building something from scratch, build up your portfolio, and there's already existing frameworks, schools, systems that's already done. And yeah, there is a path to get there. If you follow the path, you can become a software engineer. Same thing with designers, but in product it's a little bit harder because product is a very soft skill role. In fact, my philosophy is that there is no such thing as product. There are just multiple types of business skills that you cobble up together to make money, sell a phone, back to the business. And if you make money for the business by selling a product, then you're a product manager. So as a result, it's a very fluffy role and it's very hard to justify. It's very hard to just say, hey, you are a great product manager or you're not, because the outcome, the judgment, the measure of that result, it's so far down the track. It's like a year or 2 years down the track before the product even makes money. So that's why breaking into PM is actually very hard. And you need to make many, many hops to get there. It's not as straightforward as like doing a course and then you get the job. You actually have to do both. You have to learn the knowledge and get the experience and network and build your brand and interview, and then you can get the job. So there's actually 5 different hops for you to get a product role. And this assumes that you have no knowledge at all, right? You could be on a different part of this journey, but I want to take it from right at the start. If you have no knowledge, what do you do? Well, the first thing you do, the first hop, and I call this the explorer hop. Like you're exploring to see if product management is good for you. This is why you're here in this session. And you should really think about self-paced learning, doing some online courses, all that stuff, like buying a $29 course, like self-paced, buy a book, self-paced learning, you should explore. And that's the first hop. And that's going to allow you to figure out if product is the right role for you. The second hop that you do is you actually want to get some guided training. And this is joining a boot camp led by someone who's done a product management job already, not by this is why I'm not streaming on LinkedIn Live, not by like an agile coach, not by like some sort of product consultant who's never done a job before, but learn from a product person that's actually done a job. And because they're going to tell you when a CEO is breathing down your neck and telling you, I need to build this feature, how do you handle that? And how do you deal with all these situations where your developers are complaining? How do you handle that? So that's why you want to get a guided training from someone who's done it before. And that's the second hop. And this part is going to take you roughly around like 3 to 6 months or so to do. And this is your knowledge gap. This is your ticket to play. Some people could stay here for a long time. Some people can jump through this much quicker. If you've already done a product role or work with product managers or work in business, got an MBA, like you fly through this much faster. If you haven't, then you've got to go through this hop. You got to go through the hop regardless. Some just leap through it much quicker. And once that's done, the next thing is you want to start building something, because just knowledge is not enough. And I've seen so many people come to my interviews when I used to hire people. They're like, great, awesome. read this book called Inspired by Marty Kagan, and I know all this framework. And then the moment I ask them, so great, love your knowledge about it, but tell me about a time when you actually said no to a feature. What did you do? And they're like, oh, I've never said no to building a feature. And they make up something. And that's not real, right? Because you're competing with people in the job marketplace. So the only way for you to tell that story is to build something. You have to build something either yourself or work with someone else to do it. Your own product or startup, or work with someone else to do it, some sort of side project. You're not here to make $1 billion. That's not the point. But you're here to really test out all this experience and all the theories that you've learned. Cool. Neha, you got a question?
Yes, David. So at the build something stage, I've recently built a product of my own. So I have just done the UI part of it, right? But I don't have any backend with me or any database to support that one. I know that I can get it done with AI and all, but I still think that do we need, because it involves logging in and signing up the customers, right? So how I actually tap into the market to do the testing of that product which I have built?
Yeah. This is where the knowledge gap comes in, right? So basically just go to where your customers hang out. Where do they, you're probably solving a problem. Where do these people hang out? And it's probably not some online Facebook group. It's probably like I don't know, some meetup, like this type of meetup. It's very low touch type of place with like 5 to 10 people solving these hard problems. Go there, show them the product, and like, how does this solve for a problem for you? They might say yes or no, but then what you follow up with is like, awesome, like let me help you beyond the software. Let's do it together. And then through solving that problem for that person is when you actually build your product. So yeah, and this is why it's important to build something, because building something requires you to go through this process. And this is really what happens in reality. Like right now, I'm running a pilot thing for my current company, and I have to like reach out to customer and say, let me give you a white glove experience and handhold you through this process before I build anything, just so I know I'm building the right thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's good. Really good question. So really want to build something yourself, someone else's product, take us through the process, get some customers. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to join a community. You want to start networking with people, because this side project that you've built is a tool for you to go talk to other product managers. A lot of product managers actually are very, very enterprising, I would say. They love building side projects, side ideas, and they would love to talk to you about your idea and give you feedback and help you out and all that stuff. It's a very good tool for you to network. So use this tool as a way for you to network, build relationships. And then at the end, you have basically bridged the knowledge gap with the experience gap. And then you can apply for jobs through your networking, through all the experience you've had. And then you go through the loop of like, I call this like the contender perspective, the contender hop, where you're actually competing with existing product managers out there in the job marketplace and answer questions better than anyone else. This whole phase, it does take a while to do. And I would say take a long-term view and think about this over a 12 months period. It's definitely not something that you do in 3 months. I'll be very surprised for someone to do this in 3 months. And I don't recommend you like quitting your job and just go YOLO on doing this, because you get yourself into the mindset of like, I need to earn income, and you're going to give up, I'm going to go back. But what I suggest to do is earn income, because you need income through primary employment, which is your current job, or through a side project or side employment, some sort of income, so you can sustain your lifestyle, and then you can learn, and then you can build something in network, and then you can actually get the job. And that will free you up so much, and you'll be able to be way more successful going through this journey. The salary is roughly around entry level, super entry level, looking at least 85 to 100K. And then mid level, you're looking at like 120, 150K. And then from a senior, looking at like 150, 180, 200, 210. And then senior is a senior product manager, and you can go up to like group level or head of product, which is like 250. And then you can get up to like GM or products like 300. And if you come to the US, go work in Neta, it's like $1 million, right? So it does scale with your experience as you get older. So if you just spend like 12 months out of that grand period of like 20-year career, I think that return on investment is definitely worth it, if this is what you want to do. And I think going through this journey, you're going to be able to figure out whether this is the right thing for you to do or not. Ooh, all right. I think there's one in the chat. Or is that in Australian dollars? Yes, absolutely. It's in Australian dollars. Yeah, not the $1 million. The $1 million is actually in like, you got to be like one of these big tech companies like Google, Facebook, all that stuff. But most of the world I've seen in like Western countries, yeah, like about high level, like a senior PM, 180K, it's considered as normal. Like you walk into ask for 180K, they're like, yeah, cool, thank you. Like it wouldn't be anything less than that. So yeah, it's in AUD as well.
I have a question around building something. If we were to look at, so let's say a hackathon or a couple of hackathons, where would we go for that to get some hands-on experience?
Yeah, good question. So each part of the world have different types of like hackathon websites. So I know Australia has got one, but there is a website where you can actually look at all the different hackathons, check out local areas. All governments always sponsor them. But hackathon is one channel, so definitely do it. It's one channel. Use that channel to network with other people, and then also bring a side project that you're building as well into those hackathons. So you can be like, oh, this is one I'm also building too. Whether it's like making money or not, like, that doesn't matter. It's about the network and the connection, and the fact that you're doing something.